So let's get into our last story of the night, which I thought would be appropriate since now we know she's been fired. Let's talk about her ever changing last names because maybe this was a part of the reason why she got fired because of all the fraud and all the deception. Okay. So, this is according to People magazine. It says Real Housewife of Salt Lake City, Monica explains using 4 different last names after she's accused of changing every effing week. Because don't forget, this is how she was able to fool Heather Gay at Beauty Lab. The tab she had at Beauty Lab that Heather is suing her over was under Monica Fowler, which was her married name, but Heather Gay only knew her as Monica Garcia. So she didn't know who it was. But let's get into it. Monica also accused certain housewives of making fun of her for her last names. They were saying I was trying to make myself look more Latina to get on the show. Before we even get into the article, I think, in my opinion, you were trying to make yourself look more Latina to get on the show. Go back to the reunion part 2, where production shared the email. You literally said in your email to production that you were a spicy, excommunicated Latina. And prior to you getting on the show, you were going by Fowler and Darnell, not Garcia. Because even in the casting email, you were Monica Fowler. But all of a sudden you're Garcia on the show. Pfft, girl, bye. Miss me. Okay, you said it. You did it yourself. Monica Garcia is clearing up some confusion surrounding her many identities. On Tuesday's second installment of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City Season 4 reunion, Monica set the record straight on her various surnames that had been floating around on the internet. When host Andy Cohen asked her if her maiden name was Fowler, the reality star corrected him and claimed it was Darnell and Fowler was her married name. Yes, I heard that. Okay. What's Delgado? Andy asked, to which Monica replied, that's my dad's side. Okay, so Monica Fowler is her married name, Michael Fowler. She's saying that her maiden name is Darnell, so wouldn't that be your mother's last name? And then Delgado, she's saying, is from her dad's side. Now she says, Garcia is my mother's side, she explained when the Bravo mogul continued to press her. My mother was born Linda Darnell Susan Maria Garcia. When she was growing up, she was teased for being a Portuguese in Boston, and she was called all the time, and it stuck with her. I guess some slur. I'm not saying it. I don't know. So when she became of legal age, she wiped her entire name off because she was ashamed of it and just kept Linda Darnell. So when I was born, I was Linda Darnell. I think she meant it was Linda Darnell, not she was Linda Darnell. She goes, though she's technically Monica Linda Darnell, like her mother, Monica confessed that the name means nothing to me and wanted to use a family name after her divorce. Yikes. I legally have only ever used 3, which is the one I was born with, when I got married, and when I got divorced, she added before Andy asked why her mother was confused about why she changed her name every effing week this season. See, even the mom is like us and was like, why did you change your name? What is going on? Monica said that her mother definitely brought up her names as a dig after she confided in her about certain housewives who were making fun of her for using whatever the F I was going to use. Monica, your mom wasn't making a dig at you. She was just confused like us. Monica Delgado, Monica Darnell, Monica Fowler, Monica Garcia. Those are 4 different last names, and nobody understood what they meant, why they meant them, and who you were. Even your mother was like, I don't get it. Girl, bye. Because they were saying I was trying to make myself look more Latina to get on the show, she added. We just covered this. You were. You literally said you were a spicy, excommunicated Latina. In the actual email, you were going by Monica Fowler. And then all of a sudden, you were Monica Garcia. Make it make sense. When Lisa Barlow asked who she was referring to, Monica accused her of saying she's an open book. She's an open book and put her finger on a random name in order to choose the perfect moniker to get her the gig. I did not say that. You know who said that? Jen Shaw, Lisa claimed, attempting to defend herself. Jen Shaw did. Jen Shaw said you went by ... Before she could finish her sentence, Monica interrupted the way she always does and asked if she was simply repeating what Jen Shaw said when she made the claims, which prompted Lisa to scream, "You fake effing B." Dun 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 dun. That's another thing Monica does. When she's being called out, she interrupts, she overtalks, she exaggerates, she gets all over the place and she gets crazy because she doesn't want the truth or somebody else's opinion or narrative to get out. So watch her. If somebody else is making a valid point or asking a good question, she will interrupt, she will yell, she will overtalk, she will ask a question because she doesn't want the other person to have any leeway to get out there. So this is crazy, you guys. This chick went by 4 different last names. She admittedly stalked these people. We have it on footage. We have her own self saying she infiltrated them. I think Bravo did the right thing. Bravo, Shed Media, NBC. I think they did the right thing with firing her. She, to me, is very scary. She's a liability in so many different ways. And I said this before, but I think it bears repeating. I'm really happy she was fired because I think it sends the right message to people that yes, you can be famous and be on a reality show and make money and do all this fun stuff, but you don't have to do it in this dark way. You don't have to lie. You don't have to deceive. You don't have to commit fraud. And a lot of that has been glorified on these shows and in media. And I think it's time that we stop glorifying this type of behavior because it's really dark and it's really scary. And if we continue to glorify it, it's only going to get worse. So I think it's good that they're sending this message that like this type of stuff will not be tolerated. So I'm happy she was fired. This is another take. And, for any of the Monica stands out there, which I'm obviously not one of, I think a lot of people are cheering on Monica and they love Monica and they can relate to her and all this stuff because there is that part of people who are like, well, wait a minute, I'm in a similar circumstance, Monica. I don't have all of this money. I might be single, I might be divorced, I might have kids, I might have this, I don't have the money for the clothes or the Louis or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And look at Monica. She got on the show. She's doing it, blah, 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 blah. Now, there's a difference between a good story of someone who had limited means or circumstances who made good. That's the American dream, right? We all aspire to that. We all want that. We want better than what we thought we could have. We want bigger dreams. We want to be famous. We want to have the money. We want to have the car. We want to have the lux life, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. That is fine. There is nothing wrong with wanting to have a better life situation. There's nothing wrong with being inspired by someone who maybe came from a very similar place you came from, who's now made good. That's fine. That's literally the blueprint. Everybody wants that, right? The difference is, how did they go about doing it? That is the difference. And I also think a big thing is the people who really ride for Monica. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the people who ride for Monica are people who also have a very dark insecurity where it's not enough for me to come up, but I want to bring these people down a peg or two so I can feel better about myself. I think the people who really ride for her, who identify with her, who call her their queen and the princess and iconic, I think they have that same type of bitterness and spite in them where they see someone who has what they want. And in order to feel better about themselves, they want to bring that person down. The way you see she gets that sadistic pleasure out of being so evil to Heather and so evil to Lisa and to all of these people. And everyone's like, yeah, she brought them down and blah, 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 blah. And she's telling them off. It's a very dark insecurity some people have where it's not enough for them themselves to do well to feel good about themselves, but the only way they feel better about themselves is if they bring somebody down a peg or two. Who do you think you are? You're not better than me. I'm going to bring you down. So I think that energy is what is feeding a lot of her fan base. Are the people that get pleasure, that get their own dopamine hit, their own self-esteem boost, watching people who in their own minds that they think is better than them being pulled down a peg or two. That is who I think is her core fan base. It's not me, it's not us, because we know what's up. We know what's up. It's crazy. It's crazy. And Chocolate Chunks makes a really good point. Shout out to Chocolate Chunks, because I think most of her stans don't even know the full extent of what she's done, and the others are somewhat like her, are very naive. Yeah, that's also another thing. They may not really understand the breadth of what she did. Very true. So there you have it, guys. Monica's been fired. She explains her 4 different last names. Again, I think that she only went by Garcia because she did want to exploit her heritage as in her words, the fight. She either said feisty or spicy. She's like, she was a feisty Latina and she wanted to get on the show. I do think she exploited that to get on the show. I really do. But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below about this fraudster. Will you be tuning in to season 5 without her, or do you think we need her back? Obviously, you know what I think. I'm happy she's fired. Bye-bye. And I'm looking forward to season 5, because if they were to brought her back, I wouldn't have been here to watch. It would have sucked. So put it down below. Let me know what you guys think, and be sure to like, subscribe, and share. So with that, you guys, I will take some of your candy cane